Hey, shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakodash. Also, I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. And as always, peace, love, and many blessings unto the elect. This is the brother Atazawam coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai with another lesson. Lord willing, I do hope and pray that it's edifying unto the listener. Okay, I'm going to get right into it. As some of you may or may not know, yesterday the House approved a bill to define anti-Semitism and to prohibit open criticism and scrutiny of the Jays. Okay, and we know the reason why they pushing this agenda, through the courts right now is because what's happening on a global scale is they're looking like, the bad guy. Okay, they're looking like the bad guy, and they're under a lot of public scrutiny. You got protests and violent protests breaking out all over these different college campuses throughout America. War is on the horizon. There's friction among the nations, and they're right in the middle of the whole fiasco. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the scrutiny off of them so that they can fulfill their enterprise. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. What I really wanted to approach in this lesson was how we should move, being the teachers of the scriptures, and establishing our nationality here on the planet Earth. There's a level of wisdom that we have to apply when speaking about the rulers that be. Okay, not as if we're scared or we're nervous of them, but wisdom is the principal thing. So we have to apply the wisdom so that we can see the results of that application. So, like the elder Apostle Tahar did a video yesterday, a PSA announcement, just teach the scriptures. Okay, we've answered all the questions. It's time for these people to answer the questions. Okay, so if they do try to approach the camp, so they do try to snare, get us in a snare or a trap, we know how to get out of that. We ask them the questions that they've never answered. Okay, so when you really look into it, and you really understand what's going on a global scale, you can really see that this man is trying to hide his tracks. Okay, so it says House approves bill to define anti-Semitism, 320 to 91, 0 Dems, nay 21 GOP nays. And it says protecting Israel from criticism is more important than freedom of speech. Okay, and that's what's going on. All right, when you really look into it, they're pretty much taking away all of your civil liberties. Okay, the first amendment. Okay, it's freedom of speech. Okay, or your constitutional right, should I say? Freedom of speech is being pretty much taken away right now. Okay, so now that we see that and we know that we speak on a public platform, then we have to utilize wisdom, knowing that Esau is prescribing unrighteous decrees. Okay, so let's get into the scriptures. All right, this is Matthew the 5th chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." So if we're gonna be persecuted and slandered, let it be because we're reading the scriptures. Let it be because we're establishing truth in the earth and not emotional standpoints. Okay, when you hurling all kind of ad hominem attacks, okay, personal insults, things of that nature, all we got to do is just stick to the scriptures and biblical breakdowns. Okay, it says verse 11, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you." So it really, man, it's a blessing. Okay, we know that what they're doing it in a roundabout way. They're trying to stop us from teaching this word. Okay, eventually they're going to converge on the camps because a lot of these Hebrew Israelites not going to use wisdom in the times to come. So it's going to be the perfect storm that they can use to pretty much try to round us all up and categorize us into one group. Okay, so it says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake." You see that? So when these things happen to us, the Lord builds us up in a way in which we're able to endure through those persecutions and those slanders and those false accusations. Okay? Because remember, Yahweh Shai said it, man. He said, you know, ye are not, the servant is not greater than his master. If they hated the Lord, then they'll also hate us. Roughly paraphrasing. So what Yahweh Shai is doing is he's building us up, okay, so that we can endure through those troubling times ahead. Because we know that they're going to use these different legislations and laws and house rules to eventually persecute the prophets. Which is why we got to have our speech seasoned. Okay? Our speech must be seasoned. Okay? As a matter of fact, let me get that. All right, this is the book of Colossians chapter 4 and 6. Let your speech be always with grace. All right, so be a graceful speaker. Okay? That's why it's important to know the scriptures. If you don't know the scriptures and you just out there running your mouth, you really shouldn't be teaching. Okay? There should be scriptures popping into your mind, you know, left and right while you teaching, man. Okay? This thing is about establishing the gospel of Yahweh B'Shem Shai in the world, not our own personal feelings. So that's how your speech is always with grace, letting the words of Yahweh B'Shem Shai be free flowing. Okay, seasoned with salt. Okay, and when you season up a piece of meat, okay, it you know, you taste it, your tongue is exploring a whole different level of taste. Okay, it's an experience rather than you just put a piece of meat in your mouth and it's all bland and it ain't got no seasoning on it, no taste. You know, it don't necessarily really give the meat the full profile that you're looking for. But if you put certain seasons and oils and butters and, you know, all kind of different concoctions, you put it on your meat, okay, and then you taste it, you know, it opens up your palate to a different taste level, man. Well, that's the same way when we speak. Okay, when we speak, it got to be like we have season on it. Like you know, it's opening up a different level of understanding. It's not always about personal hurling, personal attacks. You know, you can't teach beyond going in on a black woman or going in on, you know, white people. When there's a multitude of different topics and subject matters in the scriptures that must be touched. So let our speech be seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. Okay? Because there's going to be certain questions that people are going to come and ask that's not pertaining to white people. That's not pertaining to the nigger woman. That's not pertaining to, you know, the things that agitate you. Okay? There are going to be people that's going to be asking sincere questions about variations of different topics. Okay? So that's why it's important to have our speech seasoned with salt. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get another one in the book of Titus 2. Okay? I'm going to start at verse 6. Titus 2 and 6. Young men, likewise, exhort to be sober-minded. Okay? Now, when we speak about being sober-minded, that means what? Being clear-minded. Okay? Because when you're clear-minded, you can think better. You can make better decisions. Okay? So you have to be clear-minded. It's not talking about being sober in a sense of not having any type of strong drink or wine, but more so in a spiritual sense of being what? Free from all kind of different wayward doctrines and wayward ways of life. Because that's known as wine. And wine, you know, it skewers, you know, your vision. It skewers your decision making. So we have to be spiritually sober. Okay, verse 7. In all things showing thyself a pattern of good works. How do we show forth a pattern of good works? By uploading the videos on YouTube and being consistent in our ministry. Okay, being consistent on the highways and byways, being consistent with your lessons, being consistent in class, being consistent in fellowship. Okay, this is a pattern. Consistency creates a pattern. Okay, it says in doctrine showing uncorruptness, gravity, and sincerity. So there's a level of purity and immortality that we're supposed to be striving after. Okay? And that's what it means by when it says showing uncorruptness, man, because the word corruption means perishable. And what's perishable in the sight of the Lord? The ways of the world, sin. So if we're going to seek after uncorruptness, we have to what? We have to put on the new spirit, the new man, the gospel, the doctrine. Okay? Not emotions. All right? It says, in doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, and sincerity. Verse 8, there's the point. Sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil to say unto you. And that is a possibility in the scriptures. And how do we know that to be true? When we read the story of Yahushua upon his crucifixion, when he went before the governor Pontius Pilate and his wife. And his speech was sound, okay? His actions displayed innocency, to the point to where Pontius Pilate and his wife knew that he had done no evil. So it's biblical. It's biblical that if your speech is sound, if your actions are pure and uncorrupt, if your deeds are righteous, then even those that are of the contrary, meaning the wicked, will still not be able to condemn what you've done. That's the importance of letting the scripture speak. Okay? That's the importance of it. Okay? So it says, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed. Yeah, so if they do approach the camps and we use the scriptures that they claim to believe in, and we go in and we dissect it and we break it down, and we stay out our feelings and emotional and understand that this is a heavenly presentation, then these people are left with no choice but to pretty much see the truth in what we're saying. Or even if they can't see the truth in what we're saying, they can't condemn what we're saying because it's pure. It says, having no evil thing to say of you. Okay? And that's eventually the level of wisdom that we try to obtain, to be able to teach the gospel in a way to where those that are of the contrary can't even say that what y'all saying is evil. Okay? Let me see. Please, enemies at peace. Let me see what this. Yep, Proverbs 16:7. When a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. Okay? And that's what we're trying to do. We're hoping that our ways are pleasing to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay? That's what we're hoping for. That's what we pray for. That he puts the spirit on us to do things that are pleasing unto him. So because and if so, then it will make our enemies even be at peace with us. We have plenty of examples of that in the scriptures. Okay? And how does our ways please Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua? By following the spirit, following the scriptures. Okay? So it's important to understand, the dynamics of the truth and how they change, how they develop. Okay? You have to have a level of adaptability when this truth morphs. You have to be able to grow with the next level of this faith, or otherwise you can get left behind. Okay, so we're coming into a different era. We're coming into a different age of truth. Okay, to where we're going to be directly targeted. They're going to be sending out spies and agents to the camps to try to provoke and try to get us, to look carnal on camera and try to get us, to move out of character. But the only way that you do that is if you don't know the scriptures. The scriptures is our sword, is our weapon. Okay? And that's what we use to establish the gospel, is bring out the scriptures. To where even those that are trying to trip us up in our words, are trying to, make us seem like we're wicked, it will even make them be like, wow, okay, well, there's nothing I can say about that. And we saw that happen with the apostles in Vocab Malone. Okay? So, I just wanted to put that on wax, for brothers, that's teaching and, bringing out scriptures, on the highways and byways, and you're doing videos and you're on the comment board. Okay, just, utilize a level of wisdom with your speech and the things that you say, because Esau is building a portfolio, and, he's gonna utilize any evidence that he can find against us. So, Lord willing, that was an edifying lesson. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakodash. Double honors once more to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, honor, and respect unto the elect. Until the next lesson, I say shalom.